Hello and welcome boys and girls. This time I'm playing FFA 10 as England and still trying to figure out how this new lang meta works for the different civs. We're having here an okayest start ever, tiny whiny river with a deer and a couple of stones. So I decided just press B, especially we're playing Better City Center Yields mod, which grant us 3-1 base in this case. Playing most common opening for naval civ, scout, builder, settler. But this time I think it would be okay to improve reef, fish and cobblestone. So our harbors will be slightly delayed. With a 3-1 base your city grows rapidly, so you have to buy another tile with better production yields. Keep that in mind when you're playing, try to avoid 1-2 and especially 2-1 tiles. Found Eye of the Sahara turn 6 and boosted astrology. This will help us to reach harbors in a reasonable timings. Turn 8. Using God King policy card so I can enact God of the Sea or even Stone Circle Pantheon. RNG gods on our side and I found a builder in a hut. This is the best thing you can find and it's worth 100 gold. Also discovered a barbarian camp. This is an amazing thing and it's empty, so I can take it almost for free. And I didn't know that it's possible, but barbarian scout spawned in a camp and he's trying to protect it. Well, thanks a lot, game. You wouldn't believe this guy just left encampment. So it looks like he didn't want to defend it. But in a turns or lower, he attacked me. Truly, AI in this game incomprehensible. Unfortunately, Warrior couldn't get enough XP for promotion, and he must continue his journey with only a few HP left. As you can see, I'm scouting with the builders as well. It is a common thing to scout with the builders for enabled civs because you're building only one scout. Another good found, 10 faith in a hut. With it I can found Pantheon turn 15. The time is ticking, so I have to choose right now. Is it Stone Circles or God of the Sea? So I'm counting my possible fishes and it's way more than stones. Plus, I can chop stones, which gives me even more production, so I decided to go for a God of the Sea, even though I have two improved stones already. Finally, long journey ends and I found Plymouth. Decided settle here but not cattle because of the reef. I'm planning to make a setup with the campuses and Governor Plaza there. My second settler moving toward river and it will be a freshwater settle. Because of that campus setup, I'm planning to have a second pan-Russian voice golden age dedication, which means it is not necessary to have best possible adjacency bonus for harbors. No matter what, it's still a good idea to have a second scout, so you can survey and find more neighbors for trading. Also, it can escort your settler. I decided to go 4th city right away, skipping early empire. You can perform this build order when you have more than 12 production in the capital city. Thanks to early Pantheon, I can even change God King card for urban planning. It looks like an awesome game for me, but there is a big problem. I have no luxury resources at all. Talking about escorting scouts, I've met Aztec, and we became good friends. But I'm not sure would we be a good friends if I had no scout over there, because Lonely Settler is always a juicy target. Unfortunately, he stopped on a tile where I'd like to settle city. At this point, I was thinking maybe I should go farther north and take out the Sahara, but decided not to and settled Birmingham, turn 21. I had enough gold to buy builder or trader and decided to go for a trader, because why not? And constructing monument right away. I haven't built a single monument yet, so must keep up with the culture. Finish it 4th settler turn 22 and it's way faster than with the colonization policy card. And now I'm making the biggest mistake of the game. Instead of moving on the river and founding a city which will build Governor Plaza right over there, I am moving north and going for a lake settler. The city itself is not that bad, but with that move I'm delaying Governor Plaza and the long parks gameplay. Turn 25 I found Sheffield and discovered Celestial Legation and Early Empire. I keep urban planning policy card because planning constructs some Royal Navy dockyards. I'm not a huge fan of delaying districts till the era shifts, so you can accumulate more era score for medieval golden age. Using colonization policy card after discovering state workforce, I'm planning to build a couple of settlers. Because I haven't improved a single luxury resource yet, I planned to go for classical republic as soon as possible, but remembered that naval civs must go for oligarchy, otherwise you will lose a naval battle. So I went for it and smashed Venus with all the galleys I got from constructing Royal Navy dockyards. City-state built some archers, and with a good focus fire it might destroy one of my boats. Somehow, instead of galley, it constructed chariot. Because there's only one tile for attacking, galley could prevent its fall. But instead of maximizing city defense, chariot went out. For a moment I thought that I will lose a galley, which completely okay in this case of scenario, but it survived, and with just one more hit, city was taken. Settling last city stuck upon Trent. Including conquered city-state, I own 8 cities turn 42, which is a good result. And it appears I can have an amazing trade-off with an Aztec Empire, granting me 16 gold per turn. It appears no one else went harbors first, and I easily caught all admirals I wanted. But we also have a bad news. I constructed very first park this turn, which means I'm late with it for about 10 turns. Another problem with getting that many cities is builder price. We're about to hit feudalism and I must build at least one builder per cities to perform a builder wave. But because I have a lot of new cities, they must finish Royal Navy dockyards and lighthouses. So it looks like I have to spend gold on builder buy or maybe on traders buy to fit in with the timings. Science and culture is another problem. Because I was playing land build order, I didn't have any other governors. And because of low culture, I have not enough titles. Also, because I was building settlers, I didn't build enough districts and losing extra culture from Pan-Russian voice. I decided to pick Moksha because I'm low on science and I noticed an Australian boat nearby, so we might have a Caraville invasion, so need to get extra science to prevent it. Also, we must secure Golden Age. Of course, I got all admirals and a +3 campus, but that's basically it, so we must construct some additional wonders. One of the best wonders we can get is Mausoleum in Halicarnassus, and we'll build it a bit later. But for now, I'm focused on a builder wave and the long parks improvements. Turn 45. First luxury source added, and it's olives, in a Venice, which I conquered. Now all we have to do is improve all those olives and trade them. Spamming builders as hell and trying to improve every single tile. It finally happened, boys. Serfdom policy card is on. But I still haven't built audience chamber and stuck with an oligarchy. It wouldn't be that big of a deal if I had at least some luxury sources at my starting location, but no, I didn't have any. Anyways, it's time to construct mausoleum at Halicarnassus in a Plymouth. I think it's one of the best city for this wonder because it has plenty of fishes and a good potential fish farms. And of course, it's a city with the 4 shops left. Talking about chops, I finally had enough builders and chopped every single tile I could. I even spent some chops on audience chamber because it took forever to construct it. 1052 finished Colossus, but still lacking 8 points for a Golden Age. Easiest solution here is to have horse, sword, and lady city-state. And of course I must finish Mausoleum, and with that we might have some troubles. It is a bit late, but I'm finished a couple of campuses. Usually you must go for a harbor campus in every single city. Got only 29 production chopping stone for a mausoleum. It is only 3 turns left and I'm not sure will I have enough production to chop it next turn. I'm surprised, but with an improved tiles and production focus it's only 3 turns to go. And the wood chop reduced its construction time to 1 turn. That's awesome. This gives us a good chances of getting Golden Age. It is 3 turns to go and it's plenty of time for us to get enough points. I got horse and finished mausoleum and still lacking 2 points. Decided not to risk and levy at Singapore and will get swords next turn, so Golden Age secured. And with that issue solved, it's time to expand, but we are lack of land, so we take an opposite of expansion, we're going to grow tall. 1056 new era started, As I told you earlier, I went for a pen brush and voice. It is more popular now, play free inquiry. But without pen brush and voice, I wouldn't have enough culture to reach tier 2 government. And because I'm having only one neighbor who is my ally, it's okay for me to just rush industrialization without any land units needed. You wouldn't believe it, but I finally was enthusiastic enough to enact classical republic government type. What a shameful gameplay, to be honest. We had a superior Congress resolution wildcard policy slot toward Merchant Republic and +5 for a melee. That is an amazing news, and I'm about to discover exploration. As I was saying, to keep up with the science, constructing new campuses, libraries, and universities there. It is necessary to construct universities before you start building shipyards. I don't know why is it so, but everyone is going for universities before shipyards. I have a guess. It's because universities discover it earlier in a tech tree than the shipyards. And universities also grants you one housing besides that science they provide. Another good way to boost your science is having a research alliance. Even without a visa banking or any policy cards for a trade-offs, Tenochtitlan gives us extremely good amount of gold and the science. 1062, we are now Merchant Republic. And thanks to the Congress, we're having extra wild policy card slot. For now, I'll finish a few industrial zones and making aqueducts to boost them and allow my cities to grow taller. I noticed that I accumulated some gold and having good gold income, so I decided to spend it for builders and traders. At this point, I noticed that Australia has 4 naval cities and doesn't have that good stats. Usually Australia has good amount of science, but this time it is not. So I think maybe I will pay a visit to him, most likely with an ironclads. Also this turn I discovered printing and thinking about constructing Forbidden City. Unfortunately there is only one city who can build it, it's Birmingham, and it might be located on a Lang Park improvement. At this moment I thought that if I can get great engineer I will build it, if not then I skip. At the end of this turn Australia asked for IRL vote, which means he can quit the game if everyone agreed with this. And somehow this game get even more easier for me. So now I just have no right to skip this opportunity. And I must attack Australia. I was so inspired to have the game going, so I decided that it's a good idea to just spend 1k gold on an Imhotep. I constructed Mausoleum at Halicarnassus, that's why Imhotep will have 2 charges. And it should be enough to construct Forbidden City, even though it's a bit too late for this wonder. Goodbye Lang Park, you worked well, but it is not a big deal because I'm planning to reassign Lang for this city and rebuild Park somewhere else. It was only 6 production needed to construct workshops, so I decided to finish it and then went for a wander. I wasn't paying attention earlier, but only now I realized how important Divine Right Civic. It has Gothic Architect Policy card, which allows you to construct medieval wonders faster. And because I was targeting Merchant Republic, I skipped this Civic earlier. For some reason, I decided that it is okay to use Imhotep even though I don't have that policy card yet. Next turn I used it and spent second Imhotep's charge. It was not enough and Forbidden City needs 2 more turns to be finished. I was ready to chop that wood mode eternal rolls over, but it wasn't necessary. Forbidden City was constructed in a distant land far, far away. Well, at least I can build shipyard in a single turn. And that is guy extremely interesting story on how to waste 1k gold. I was so disappointed about losing Forbidden Palace and the fact I lost 1000 gold on it make it even worse. I decided to strike immediately with the Grand Admiral Crusade. I had all admirals, including Houston Seed, which grants you a free ironclad with a level 1 promotion. So it is my main ship to invade Australia. So we have to boost it as much as possible. I got level 1 with a free promotion and level 2 with a Himeria's help. Next turn I promoted it and formed an armada with the help of Santa Cruz. And of course I got Artemisia, who gave another level for this ironclad. I made a formation with the Lefferts, and because I didn't have any other admirals, upgraded 3 Quadrima to a frigate and formed a fleet, just in case Australia would build walls. Finishing touch is to upgrade this ironclad to level 3, which grants 10 extra combat strength when it's in formation. While my fleet was moving to New South Wales, I decided to boost my economy. I finished constructing shipyards so veterans policy card is not needed, and because I haven't made a blue one, decided to spread my invoids in a brown city-states. This will help to construct even more buildings in the cities, because every single city by this timing should have an industrial zone. And because I'm playing England, it obviously I was rushing industrialization. Across the narrow sea, I met Ludwig, who immediately suggested us to be good friends. It wasn't such a great move because he violated the rules of an FFA. He couldn't make any friend till his alliances expired. Now he's allied with the Kree and the civilization haven't met yet. Of course he did it because of fear, not because he's such a friendly guy. He had 3 cities on the coastline and had no fleet at all. So there was a big chance that I might attack him, and I would attack him if I haven't accepted his friendship. Our armada reached New South Wales shore 1078. John Cotton was quite surprised with the surprise war I declared on him. But I was surprised even more when Ironclad Armada took Adelaide with a single shot. I was in a normal age and had some troubles with the Lytle, so had to assign Magnus in there. Next turn, Canberra fell, and once again it took only one shot to take it. I had to hurry up because Georgia was attacking land cities. To secure our conquest, I bought few Red Coast. Luckily, I had more than 300 GPT. With its help and a few frigate shots, I got Rockhampton. I got a funny bug with the Sydney and lost formation. Because of it survived this turn. The city was taken next turn and only Brisbane left. It could be taken by Georgia with the help of cuirassiers and bombards, but I had different plans. I rushed there with the redcoats and started negotiations with Georgia. Once each tower reached walls, redcoat rushed on storm. Brisbane city defense barely held this massive clash. Just in a few hits I could take it, but there was a tiny little problem. Georgia probably would like to take it as well. So the fate of the city depends on the last move, first move attack. The other Australian cities stopped revolting, thanks to the governors. As usual, I played sloppy with the war moves, so it took me a bit longer to take Brisbane. Georgia wasn't happy of me taking this city, but didn't want to have another war. So with the help of crossbowmen, the city was taken 1067. Australian civilization was defeated and divided between England and Georgia. But behind all good news we just had, there was some bad news. First, I lost Albert Einstein because of my slot position. And second, we had a conceit vote. With the new rules, it's a secret voting now with the help of Discord bot. And I have to confess, I voted against it because I knew I could get a higher rank. I was sure about it because I just met Fizz. There was no other blue city-states on the map, and to be honest, half of players didn't know where it's located. So with it help and a little bit of chemistry, I planned to skyrocketing my points at least to get a third or even a second place. It is not that hard to accumulate more score. You must construct wonders and you must settle few additional cities. I absolutely forgot that Torre de Blame was reworked and now it works on every single city, not just on the one it was built in. Somehow the Great Lighthouse was still available, and of course I built Statue of Liberty. In the Stockton-upon-Trent I constructed Settlers. Unfortunately, Fez didn't give me that much science as I expected it would. But Wonder Construction gave me enough points to hit a third place. I think Aztec wouldn't like it at all and we might have a war even though he assured me he won't attack me. But luckily for me, there was a tiny little detail I haven't paid attention earlier. Egypt was fighting with Khmer, so he couldn't accumulate as many points as I did for the last few turns, and somehow I reached a second place. Then he lost even more cities and could be conquered by Khmer. But luckily for him, we had a luck which leads to a desync. And I don't know why, but people decided that we can have another CC vote. And we did. And it passed. But with a price. I had to let Aztec take a second place, which he deserved. But I was happy to get official third place, and for me it was unofficial second. And to be honest, I didn't really want to fight Aztec for second place because he was way ahead of me in science. Anyways, guys, thanks a lot for watching. Hope it wasn't that boring for you. I'm kindly asking you to subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment below. This will help this video and channel to grow. Thanks a lot for watching. Sending positive vibes. Much love. Have a nice day.